All right, so we don't want to drop the ball on everything else that's going on with this. So, Kyrie to the Dallas Mavericks with Luka Doncic. Obviously, that's the big thing everybody's worried about. I mean, knowing what you know, JG, do you think the Mavericks have a chance in the West? I mean, just putting those two guys together, do you think it could work?
No. I'm going to say no because I'm going to say one, I don't know how that's going to work because those are two ball-dominant guys. They also gave up their sixth man and Spencer Dinwiddie, who's a darn good sixth man. I know Finney Smith was a big role player glue guy for them. And so I just don't know, just from a basketball sense, let alone the fact that Kyrie Irving is a wild card. He might decide he's going to go off the rails again, and then they're up a creek. So I don't know. Yes, it gives them help, and they claim they're still going to try to make some more moves prior to the deadline. I mean, they obviously are better, I guess, now than where they were before, but I don't know necessarily I would put them like a shoe-in for the conference finals. I think you have to almost wait and see how that duo works because I'm just really curious to see how that works.
It could happen, though. It could happen. Based on the way the NBA is going now, it seems like it's no longer like a big three. You don't need a big three anymore. It's kind of like one of these great dominant duos. And I think this is a very good situation for the Mavericks. They had to make a move to get somebody alongside Luka Doncic. Like, I don't fault the Dallas Mavericks for that. But they did give up pretty much their bench. Their bench unit is gone. I don't know who's on that squad now, like they can really be your guy coming off the bench and doing great things for you.
Well, I mean, I guess...
And Kyrie Irving's not going to do that.
Well, I guess they're depending on Hardaway... Reggie Bullock, or I guess they got faith in Jalen Hardy now. Or,
Hardaway could do it. Yeah, right. Hardaway's there.
Or one of their various moves, they make some more trades. But I don't. Like I said, I don't know because it's weird with Dallas, right? Because you saw last year they was able to make it to the conference finals. Clearly they got, I don't want to say lucky, but they outcoached Utah to get to that point. I just don't.
Yep.
I get they had to make a move, and I get Kyrie probably was the only marquee player available. So, like you said, I don't fault them for it because we know Mark Cuban's willing to do what he has to do to win. I just don't know if that pairing is going to work because, like I said before, those are two ball-dominant guys, and then Kyrie is a wild card. Now, granted, from
yeah, but it's the same way. How does Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown work? How did LeBron and Kyrie Irving work? I guess LeBron's more pass heavy, but you see these dominant duos now. It's really my turn, your turn, but you're able to throw out to these great shooters on the outside, which the Dallas Mavericks do have. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the championship this year, but I do think this is a step in the right direction. Along with, you had to give Spencer Dinwiddie. That's the worst part of this all. Along with Jalen Brunson, because it's like getting Jalen Brunson back too for this squad, a better version of him. So I can see it. I can see it both ways, JG. I'm on the fence about it right now, depending on just the way the game is played now. I'm on the fence about it. I'm not necessarily sure just yet, but I think it's a step in the right direction. Because say this works, they get to the second round or so. You get to the second round with Luka and Kyrie on the team. You can make a move next year now. You could sign Kyrie, get him what he wants, and make another move to get better in the offseason. And there's gonna be some sellers, right? It's got to be some sellers.
But see, the problem is here. You're having to trust a few things. You're having to trust one, that the pairing works. Then you're having to trust the fact that the pairing works well enough for Kyrie to choose to re-sign. And at this point, I wouldn't trust Kyrie with a nickel. So if you're depending,
that's true.
So if you're depending on that, I think that's the biggest problem.
But maybe you're the only team that's going to give him the money he wants. Obviously, LA is a very attractive position for him. But maybe he's not going to get the same money in LA that he would get in Dallas. I think that's going to be the difference maker for him, right? That's got to be what it comes down to.
Well, that'd be assuming though that the Lakers wouldn't aggressively try to make moves to make enough cap to make that work. So I think that's the thing because if you get to the off season where trades with bigger salaries are more doable, then I think a lot more becomes uncertain as to where I think for Dallas, your best case scenario is the pairing works. You make a deep run, so it's obvious to Kyrie Irving that this is the place that's your best bet if you're still trying to win. I just wonder what happens if either the pairing doesn't work or they don't make a deep run and then he's listening to other offers. I think that's the risk you run with Dallas, is the fact that you're basically banking on this working.
Yeah, I mean, you're banking on that Kyrie Irving has messed up his trade value and his free agency value so much from what he's done over the last couple of years with different organizations. That's what they're hoping for. I think the Lakers are really the only team that's really going to try to go out. Now, granted, the Suns made an offer as well.
Yeah.
So maybe they're in it. I mean, as well.
And the Clippers did too. So and we know the New York Knicks will always be in the market for a marquee player. So he will still have no shortage of shooters, which again, like you said, maybe Dallas' thought process is maybe he self-ruined his value enough. But I would not count on that because he's still an all-star level player. He's still what? Top 5, top 3 point guard, arguably. So it's like, there will.
But what's the most realistic position though? Because like Russell Westbrook, his money's coming off the books next year. Do you think he's not going to sign him to the same amount of money he's at?
No. So
like that's the biggest thing. That's why I'm saying the Lakers, because that's coming off the books. So you have that money available now. You can get you a shooter and Kyrie.
Right. See, like that. So like what I'm saying is, I get why Dallas did this, because you have him now. You hope the pairing works. You hope you make a run. You basically have time to sell him on why he should stay with Dallas long term, knowing the fact that LA is going to be looming if things go south. So I think that there's a lot of pressure on Dallas to make this work. And so I hope that doesn't ruin what they have going, because you got to give, like, for what Dallas had, I think Jason Kidd has done a fantastic job in his third coaching gig here, because he gets the most out of what he has. I think now it's like, okay, there's some real sense of urgency. There's some pressure to actually win at a high level. And so I'm just curious to see how he handles that, how that team handles that. Because like you said, they lost essentially their bench. So, and you lost a valuable role player, a valuable defender in Finney Smith. I know they got Morris back in the trade, but those are two pieces that you're going to need come playoff time. And so I'm just really curious to see if they're able to add anything to that bench in order to try to make another run. Because, yes, on paper, it looks fantastic. You got two of the best guards in the league. But whether or not that works to great success on the court and in the playoffs, I think is the million-dollar question.
Definitely. Indeed. Hey, that's JG, man.
You're listening to the Rip Jersey Podcast.